What disgusted me with the profession of advocate was the profusion of useless things with which they wished to load my brain. Voltaire. John Rose. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Find it interesting that Voltaire's father was not able to make a lawyer out of a genius. Voltaire knew better, didn't he? The profusion of useless things with which they wish to load my brain. Bombarded with bullshit. Isn't it interesting that that's what they're doing to our so-called medical experts too, aren't they? Profusion of useless things that are not needed for lifestyle-related problems, for mistake-related problems. When you look at all the knowledge of biology and chemistry and pharmakeia and physics and quantum physics and all of the other libraries of knowledge combined and compare that to the knowledge of how to live, it pales in comparison. Knowledge of how to live is so much more important than all that other information. Useless things. There's only one thing important in life, my friends. Knowing how to live, and it's only important now because we don't know how to live. It would be a non-issue if we were doing it the right way. But we wouldn't be having all these problems that we're searching for solutions for. And most of us are working downstream, not realizing the connection our food choices have in this whole situation. Amazing how many things tie back to eating the wrong food. You got to put a little bit of thought into this to really appreciate it, to try to punch some holes in it. I've done that. Have you guys? I know a lot of you have. For a lot of us, it's just self-evident. It just makes so much sense. How can you argue with something as simple as eating natural food? But our brains are stuck in our taste buds. It's like there's a battle between our brains, isn't it? It's our reptilian brain against our neocortex. Or it's our taste buds against our sixth sense. The battle between our senses. Our taste buds and our reptilian brain are winning. But our neocortex could defeat it very easily by learning how to bump up those biophotons. Quit putting in useless things in your brain that ain't going to help you. Find knowledge that's going to make a difference. I guarantee you. The knowledge my channel provides you guys is the knowledge you need to have a transformation that will put things in perspective for you. Right now, most of us just can't relate to anything. We're not going to think doing what we need to do is a fair trade because we don't know what we're missing. That's why that brand new reference is the most important piece of my puzzle. Brains have been bombarded. Profusion of useless things. The only one way to deal with that's a brand new reference. That's a solid food vacation. Yep, every video I do is going to try to get you guys to do this or help someone you know do this. And remember, we've got to figure out our own little way to tell this story to whoever we think can benefit from it. And there isn't a person I don't see almost every day, or every day, almost everybody I see, but some people, it's so obvious they need our help so bad. The question is, are they ready for it? Well, look at them. If they look at you, you can almost tell they're asking for something. Seriously. If you just watch people and look at them, they have a look in their face, just like this little girl had a look in her face. A little 2-year-old girl, I could tell. Be diligent. Don't get discouraged. And remember, this is something we have to do periodically. If you haven't taken a solid food vacation in a while, it's something we got to remind ourselves how great it is so we can stay motivated. That's why I keep doing it. And I'm always amazed. You'd think by now I'd know better after 1,200 plus days of doing this in a 26-year period of time. But I'm no different. I like eating like everyone else. But I know what feels better. It's an idea as time has come. It's taking a solid food vacation. Having an empty food tube, there's just no feeling better than that we can get when we don't waste that energy. And of course, that's part of the detoxification process. We got the de-indoctrination. We got to get rid of those useless things which they filled our brains. It wasn't useless to them. That's why most of our beliefs are contrived. They're paid for. They want us to believe a certain way, especially when it comes to our health. They want us to go to people who they've infused so much useless things in their brain, they're not going to be able to help you. It's just going to get worse. And that's exactly what they want. Things aren't changing either. As far back as I've looked, we've been trying to overcome this, but the powers that be are sick. There's only one way to defeat the powers that be, is we have to understand what creates the powers that be, and we have to understand what the powers that be use to control us. The powers that be were created out of fire, and they use fire, or they rule the world because of fire. Think about that. The powers that be were created out of fire, and they rule the world by fire. More specifically, cooked food. The powers that be would not exist had we never ate cooked food. And now that we have eaten cooked food, the powers that be couldn't control us unless we continue to eat cooked food. That's why raw food is demonized. Remember, everything in our world's backwards. They demonize things that are good. And they feed us lies about what we think is good when it's really bad. Everything's backwards. Only one way to make sense out of this. You got to take charge. You got to question everything. You got to realize how much bullshit that's been bombarded in your brain throughout your entire life. On so many levels, you don't even recognize it. That's what's so hard about this. So, Voltaire. Big fan of Voltaire, if you can't tell. Told many stories about Voltaire, and don't really think I need to tell any more. I was surprised I got around to telling this quote about how his father tried to make a lawyer out of him. There's only one form of success, my friends, and that's when you can be able to do what you want to do. I did a special video on how to be successful. I'll put a link down below. It's real important that we understand that we have to take charge in everything in our lives. And as soon as we can figure all that out and do it, we're in for a treat.